Things don't happen by chance. The skill of the barrel maker is first of all to know how to choose the raw material. Right from its origin and in the forest, the ideal oak has to be found, after 150 to 200 years of slow and regular growth. After constantly visiting the French national forests and meeting the foresters who are approved by the National Bureau of Forests, our forest experts have gradually built up strong relationships based on trust. They are on the watch for details that only they can spot. Tree by tree, they select the oak which meets with our most demanding quality criteria. This oak is certified PEFC, an international program for forest certification. This program guarantees that the oak comes from sustainable managed forests. SEGUIN MOREAU is the #1 barrel-making group to be certified PEFC worldwide. For the largest user of haute futée oak, it's crucial that the raw material be respected. SEGUIN MOREAU has reinforced this commitment by signing a partnership agreement with the National Bureau of Forests. The Oak for Life operation supports the replanting of sessile oak. Stave preparation is part and parcel of our craft. At SEGUIN MOREAU, the stave mill is integrated as part of our supplies. Each batch of timber is identified upon arrival at the stave mill and then coded. Its number corresponds to the origin of the stave and guarantees its traceability throughout every stage of production. And the possibility of tracing each barrel back to the rough stave and the timber it was made of. Once the timber has been cut into logs, splitting is the first tricky job facing the stave mill operator. It requires both the experienced judgment and the steady hand of the splitter. With the help of the OptiFont, a precise laser-operated measuring tool, he can calculate the best positioning and optimize the raw material. The oak is quartered, split, edged and graded, and then transported to SEGUIN MOREAU's seasoning yard. From the timber to the quarter, then from the quarter to the rough stave, only a quarter of the volume of the original precious timber oak remains. The word respect takes on all its meaning for this rigorously selected noble raw material. Choosing the best oak is not enough, it needs a helping hand to express itself. The working methods used in SEGUIN MOREAU's seasoning yards in France and Missouri are the result of many years of experimenting and research, perfecting an exclusive and unique process of proactive maturation. Once they're in the woodyard, the rough staves are subjected to a series of chemical analyses and statistical checks. They're then put on a fully automated grading line where each individual piece is closely inspected by the controllers and by the high-definition cameras. They are then put on pallets using SEGUIN MOREAU's own special stacking method and begin a controlled seasoning process, piloted by a computer linked to 5 weather stations situated in the woodyard. It means adding water, just enough and whenever necessary, keeping an eye on how the oak develops, according to its origin, its thickness, its grain, to help it reach its optimum organoleptic potential. Months later, when they reach the end of this special SEGUIN MOREAU refining process, the rough staves enter the production cycle. In a mechanized and complex operation, they're made into staves. They're selected, graded and laid out to make up the body of the barrel before the rosing operation. Then the fire works its magic. Firing is not only used to tighten and shape the barrel. With the coming of enology in the 1970s, SEGUIN MOREAU invented bousinage, a second cooking toast which transforms each container into a truly enological instrument. Master coopers are alchemists. They know the wood inside out and can control the fire and so reveal the aromas which will blend together so subtly with those of the Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Sauvignon, Syrah, Malbec, Tannat, Tempranillo, grape varieties and many more besides. Each varietal has its own characteristics, as do Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, two great delicate grape varieties. Among the three SEGUIN MOREAU production plants in France and the USA, the one in Chagny in Burgundy is specialized in the manufacture of barrels for these two latter varietals. The Burgundy toast goes deep into the wood over several millimeters, slowly and subtly. It reduces the tannic contribution and refines the aromatic contribution of the oak so that it respects the fruit. Through study and experience, we have succeeded in controlling the toasting parameters. Both the length and intensity of the toasting of the oak influence its chemical transformation. We know how to play with these subtle hints of vanilla, toast, almond and hazelnut, using a range of inexhaustible richness. In the heart of the SEGUIN MOREAU cooperage, there is a giant's workshop dedicated to large capacity containers varying from 600 litres to 610 hectolitres. The master cask makers painstakingly select 100-year-old oak lumber which has reached maturity. Just like cabinet makers, they prepare each piece which will make up the future cask or vat. The body must be perfect, mounted stave by stave over a meticulously prepared fire. Over several hours, the staves gradually bend into their final shape with the help of the heat produced by the oak fire, under the spellbinding rhythm of the hammer. SEGUIN MOREAU's know-how is the fruit of nearly 2 centuries of tradition. A tradition of hooping which involves the hammer and the driver, requiring more strength but improving the shaping, the watertightness and stability. These oak vessels are successively taken apart and then reassembled in the finishing workshop, where they are dressed in their finery before being transferred to a wine cellar. In-house finishing with painted galvanized hoops to prevent oxidation, and the ultimate operation, a layer of linseed oil or microporous varnish to protect the oak. For several decades, they will be the tools of vinification, blending or aging for wines and spirits that they will protect in the best possible conditions. SEGUIN MOREAU selects and assembles the wood species: French haute futée oak, European oak, Caucasian and American oak, to give a unique and made-to-measure enological instrument to great quality wines. The choice of an oak container is the result of a dialogue. SEGUIN MOREAU's enologists, together with the technical directors, the cellar masters and the wine growers, define which one will contribute the maximum of complexity and balance. Each wine has its inspirer, its personality, and requires a solution. France, USA, Spain, Italy, Australia, Chile, Argentina, South Africa, China. Our teams are in the key vineyards worldwide and proud to serve the wine growers. The feedback they give of their experience is a constant source of enrichment to our teams and our craft. Oak species and their origin, thickness, tightness of grain, technical specificities and bousinage. SEGUIN MOREAU offers the greatest number of combinations in the world and as many resources made available to the winemaker to achieve his enological objective. Being a leader knows how to integrate technology where it will give support to human skills. The coopers devote their savoir-faire to the toasting and finishing operations. The EDJ, stave preparation machine, the rough stave grinding machine, and the machine for preparing heads are their daily tools. Technology is also a precious ally to guarantee food safety by limiting the amount of handling. SEGUIN MOREAU is the first cooperage to have been granted ISO 22000 certification in January 2008. Nothing is left to chance, but the result of a great deal of research. R&D and innovation have been the driving force of SEGUIN MOREAU for nearly 30 years. We have been working closely and continuously with the researchers of the Faculty of Enology in Bordeaux since 1983 and have been pioneers in exploring the enological potential of oak. The research and development programs we have carried out more recently with the Dijon University Institute of the Vine and Wine in Burgundy have resulted in the creation of a new process, Aquaflex, which respects delicate aromas. SEGUIN MOREAU also works with other universities worldwide. Our ambition is to make even further headway into our understanding of the exchange between wood and wine and to be even closer to the needs of each of our customers and the specificities of each terroir, and to offer the best of the oak to the greatest wines worldwide.